tonight what this is for is basically for screening. It's a screening for the 2010 computer literacy class. We had flyers.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Who gets this next?
These are the flyers that we had to go. You can pass that around.
Can you hand that to her?
Okay.
And there's the pen. Oops, hand it over to her, please.
Okay, pass these.
Okay.
Let's give that to Pat.
Is this the same thing as that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's just brighter.
Oh, okay.
That shows smiling faces, this one don't.
Excuse me, Gloria.
Yes.
The SAT is St. Andrew Towers. What is SPE?
Someplace else.
Oh.
See, we're trying not to be too nosy, you know. We don't need to know what you make a year and all that stuff. And we don't even need to know where you live if you don't want to give it to us. So put, do you live at St. Andrews Towers or SPE? That's someplace else.
Oh, I like that.
What's the next one? Continued dream.
I'm sorry, say what now?
Well, continuing dream
What are you looking at?
information.
Oh, are you continuing this class? Is this a second time for you, or is,
No,
you know,
first
are
time.
you a new student? Okay.
Just put down new.
Yes. Okay. Now, this year we're going to do a little bit different than last year because we want to involve each one of you. I'm just the main instructor. Each one of you that took the class, or each one of you that has any information about computers, we want to consider you as a co-counselor, computer co-counselor. Some of you received the book last year when you graduated. You received a book called The Human Side of Human Beings. A few of you here don't have that book, but we use that book because we want you to look at the computer as being built as compatible to the human brain, okay? This book simplifies that. It simplifies how your brain works, which means that you'll know how the computer works. So I want to give, let's see, we have what, only two people here that are new. This book is a gift to you. Charles, would you pass this? Okay.
I've read most of it, and that computer is more complicated than my simple brain.
Well,
Use a cell phone?
Barely.
Any difference from that in a cell phone?
About the computer and cell phone. Oh, it's a lot
Big
more
to me.
complicated.
but
Maybe I'm
anyway,
speaking out of turn.
that's okay. When you might want to read that book over and over again, and you'll see more and more, because on page 15 it tells you that your brain operates, or the computer operates like your
yes,
brain,
it does.
right? And it kind of simplifies. It shows where information is stored, where information is misstored. The same way with the computer system. A lot of times, you know, people think they've deleted stuff, and it lays there for years. I've had quite a few computers to come to me, people to come to me and bring their computers, wanting me to repair their computers. In repairing, I find information that's been there for years. And if that information is viable now, or is pertinent to what I'm doing, I copy that information and move on from there. So sometimes, you know, there are people that ask me, well, how did you get that kind of information? I says, well, it was miraculously sent to me. I needed it, so I was able to get it without, you know, stealing it or hacking into anything. It was just brought to my door, and there it was on the computer brain. So you will be shown a lot of things. The main thing, we're going to use the same thing, understanding your computer, which means you're going to use it as understanding my computer. That's the main thing. The class will be under individualized instructions. And what that means is that we will work to help you understand your computer. And each one of you this time will be given a computer co-counselor. You remember reading in the book about co-counseling and about how you take the time that you need. Like if you take 5 minutes, then you're going to give your partner 5 minutes to explain what problems they are having with the computer. You explain what problems you are having, and each one of you will give attention to the other and share information that will be helpful to the other. If you run into any problems that neither one of you can answer, that's where I will come in to assist you in that. Not because I have all the information, but there are sources and resources available to make sure that you get the information. All right? And you will have your own book, Understanding My Computer, to hand down to your children, your grandchildren, or your friends, or whoever, because that's what we're going to do. As of last year, we had 17 levels of learning, from basic to advanced computer literacy. 17 levels, you remember that? But in each of the 17 levels, you will be given exercises and lessons that you will use to understand your computer better. Okay? And each one of these levels will be like a chapter in your book, Understanding My Computer by Pat Daugherty, Understanding My Computer by Nell Bates, and so forth and so on. These are your books. So all the information that you will gain from this class and other classes will be your own information. You can title it, you know, it will be the title, but you will be able to author this book, which means when you pass it on to somebody else, this will be your information to pass on. You don't have to reference me or anyone else. See, this is how I was taught everything that I've learned. My best professors and mentors would pass on information to me, no matter how valuable or invaluable it may have been. What they passed on to me became mine. What I pass on to you becomes yours. Is that clear so far? Okay.
Clear as mud.
Okay. So those levels, you remember those levels? Let me go through. Hold on a second. I lost everything in my computer, so I'm still
Well, she ain't done yet.
I'm still restoring what I've lost. So I don't know. Let's see if I have it here. Let's find it.
Well, Hannity talks about a backup. It's only like $50 a year.
Well, I back up all my files, and you really don't have to pay anything, but use your disk. We'll show you.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, we'll show you how to do that.
Now, how do you lose information on the computer, on your computer?
Crash.
Yeah, and can you believe it? This is a brand new computer, and it just went crash. Remember that night we did that? Did our first news media thing, and I was supposed to send it out online the next morning. Everything was gone, including that. But guess what? I found all of it.